Be on guard, stand firm in the faith, be courageous, be strong, and do everything with love. 1 Corinthians 16, 13, and 14. So I'm going to break this down just real quickly. Be on guard. Look for opportunities to release your faith. Be on guard. Look for opportunities. Maybe when I mentioned that about Kayla and the mission trip, so maybe God spoke to somebody and said, you need to give $50 to that. And you heard it. That's being on guard. You're releasing your faith. You walk up to somebody in Walmart and all of a sudden the Holy Spirit says, you need to tell them I love them. You were on guard. You heard that. And you spoke it. See, your life matters more than you think it does. I still remember the little lady that cleaned for me, Josephine Revis. She was about 80 then. White-haired lady, sweet as she could be. I still remember it like it was yesterday. I could take you, if I was in the gallery at Boyle's Furniture in Knoxville, I could take you within 2 foot of where we were standing when it happened. I come around the corner one day, miserable, without Jesus, almost at wit's end, and I come around the corner, and that little cleaning lady throwed her finger right in my face, and she said, you're about to get right with God. Two weeks later, I'm laying in an altar crying my eyeballs out for all the craziness I'd been, What was she? She was on guard, she stood firm in her faith, and she was very courageous. Sometimes it takes courage. You get a word from God, just like we was talking about saying, next week we'll have another update. It takes courage. We may not. But I'm willing to take that chance. One of the things the Holy Spirit said last week to us as a whole, some of us was thinking, what if it don't work? And the question the Holy Spirit gave us was, what if it does? Don't let pride get in the way of your courageousness in your faith. Be courageous. Speak out what God tells you to speak out. I've seen people, I remember, many of you heard this story. There was a guy called on an apartment complex in Winston-Salem out off of 109. And I'd called on him with ADT. And the Holy Spirit, when I left, he said, you need to go tell him. I think I was still in the building and I was at work. And sometimes, we're like, oh, well, I can't do this or can't do that. If the Holy Spirit tells you can, you can. And the Holy Spirit kept telling me in my spirit to tell this guy, tell him I love him and I appreciate what he's doing for his family. I'm like, no, I can't do this. I'm in corporate sales. This is a pretty large firm I was calling on. And so I leave. Still see myself. I was driving that red Taurus. Pulled up to the stop, from here probably to 601, pulled up to the stop sign. And the Holy Spirit, real firm, said, I told you to tell him I love him and appreciate what he's doing. I said, yes, sir. Turned the car around. We're talking about being courageous. I wasn't courageous to start with. You have to muster it up sometimes. Big guy. I bet he was 6'8". Big burly kind of guy. And I went back and I said, sir, I said, I needed to tell you something a while ago and I didn't have the guts to tell you. I said, I'm a Christian, and I said, the Holy Spirit wanted me to come back and tell you this, that He loves you and He appreciates what you're doing for your family. He just started crying. He just bawling. He said, I had the gun out last night. He said, and something wouldn't let me do it. I said, that something's Jesus Christ. He loves you, and He's bigger than your mistakes or mine. And He is, church. You say, that's just more than I could do. It is sitting here now, but when the Holy Spirit's speaking to you, it's really nothing. It's just being courageous for a moment. Just take a moment and do it. I could go over story, and you could tell me your stories. You've done it too. Be strong. Be strong.